Falling in love doesn't always happen in grand, cinematic gestures. Sometimes, it happens in the quietest ways, in the soft pauses between conversations, in the way his eyes linger just a little longer, or how he smiles differently when you're near. You might not notice it at first. It's subtle, gentle, like rain that begins as a mist before becoming a downpour. And the truth is, most men don't announce it when they are falling. They show it, moment by moment. He may not say "I love you" right away. He may not even realize what he's feeling just yet. But if you pay attention, his actions begin to reveal a deeper truth. The way he remembers the smallest things you say. The way he texts you just because you crossed his mind. The way his mood lifts when you walk into the room. Like everything finally makes sense. These aren't random habits, they are signs. Signs that he's falling for you, quietly and sincerely. Many women wonder, is he really into me, or am I imagining it? The answer is often found in the subtle spaces. In how he listens more than he speaks. In how he shows up without needing to be asked. In the nervous energy he carries before your dates, not because he's unsure, but because you matter. Falling for someone doesn't require grand declarations. Sometimes, it's in the way he lets his guard down, one piece at a time. How he shares stories from his past that he hasn't told anyone else. How he supports your goals without hesitation, not for recognition, but because he truly believes in you. These are not surface-level signs. These are emotional truths, quietly building a bond that words could never fully capture. If you've ever found yourself wondering whether he feels what you feel, whether there's more to his silence, his presence, his eyes, this list will help you see what his heart may be trying to say. Because when a man is falling for you one moment at a time, the signs aren't loud, but they are there. Let's uncover those signs together, the ones that reveal how deeply he cares, even if he hasn't said it yet. 1. He remembers the little things you say. When a man is falling for you, one of the clearest and most touching signs is how he remembers the little things you say. Not just the big moments or dramatic conversations, but the soft, passing comments. The way you mention your favorite snack, how you like your coffee, or a childhood memory you didn't even realize mattered. He stores these moments somewhere quiet in his heart, because to him, they are pieces of you. And when he brings them up later, maybe days or even weeks down the line, it's not just about memory, it's about care. It's in the way he recalls that you mentioned loving a certain book, and he surprises you with it without making a big deal. It's in how he knows what songs make you smile, or that you get anxious in crowded rooms, or that your mom's birthday is coming up and you get emotional around that time. These aren't grand gestures, but they carry a deeper emotional weight. They tell you, I hear you, I see you, and I care enough to remember. Sometimes he'll reference things you forgot you said, and in that moment, you realize he was listening more closely than anyone else ever did. It's quiet, it's subtle, but it's love unfolding, moment by moment. Because real affection doesn't always come with loud declarations. Sometimes it arrives gently, hidden in the details he never lets go of. And the truth is, when a man remembers the small things about you, it means you matter to him in ways even he might not fully understand yet. It's not just about his memory, it's about where you've started to live, in his heart. 2. He finds excuses to spend time with you. When a man is falling for you, he doesn't always say it outright, but his actions quietly speak for him. One of the most telling signs is how he finds excuses just to be around you. It's not about having a big reason or a perfect plan. It's the way he creates moments, no matter how small, just to be close to you. Maybe he suddenly wants your opinion on something he never cared about before. Maybe he asks if you want to grab a quick coffee, or help him pick out a gift for his cousin, or watch a movie he's already seen. These moments aren't accidental. They are intentional. He could do those things alone or with someone else, but he chooses you. Again and again. He may not even realize he's doing it. But when someone is falling, they crave proximity. They want to hear your voice, see your smile, feel your presence, even in silence. Being with you becomes its own kind of comfort. You'll notice it in the way he lingers after conversations, how he walks slower when you're with him, how he stretches 5 minutes into 20 just to keep the moment alive. You'll feel it when he invites you into his daily routines, not because he needs help, but because you being there makes everything feel better. Even mundane things feel lighter when you're around, and is not trying to hide that. It's not about grand dates or carefully orchestrated plans. It's about the way he keeps showing up, subtly, quietly, persistently, in the spaces where he hopes you'll stay. Because to him, time with you isn't just time well spent, it's the highlight of his day. 3. His eyes light up when you walk in. There's a kind of honesty in the eyes that words can never fake. When a man is falling for you, it shows, not always in grand declarations, but in the way his entire face changes the moment you enter the room. His eyes soften, then brighten, like something inside him relaxes and comes alive all at once. It's involuntary. It's real. That spark isn't something he rehearses. It happens because just seeing you shifts something in him. Maybe it's during a casual hangout with friends, and the second you arrive, his attention naturally drifts to you. Or maybe it's after a long day, and your presence alone resets his entire mood. That glow in his eyes, its warmth, affection, admiration, all bundled into a single look. You may not even realize he's doing it, but others might. Sometimes, the people around him will notice before he does. The way he looks at you becomes a giveaway, quiet, but unmistakable. You don't have to do anything extravagant. Just being you is enough. You could be laughing, ranting, or just sitting across from him, and that light remains. It's how he sees you, not just physically, but with a kind of emotional gravity. Your presence means something to him. It lifts his mood, grounds his heart, and silently reminds him of how much he cares. When his eyes light up as soon as he sees you, it's not just attraction, it's attachment. It's the moment his heart whispers, "There you are," even if his lips never say it out loud. And when it keeps happening over time, again and again, that's when you know he's not just falling for you, he already has. 4. He mirrors your body language unconsciously. When a man is falling for you, his body often speaks before his words do. And one of the most subtle, telling signs is when he unconsciously mirrors your body language. It's not something he plans or forces. It just happens. You cross your arms, and moments later, so does he. You lean in, and he leans closer too. It's a natural synchronization, like his body is trying to stay in rhythm with yours, to connect without even thinking about it. This kind of mirroring isn't just coincidence. Psychologists call it a form of rapport, and it happens when someone feels emotionally in tune with another person. It's his body's way of saying, "I feel close to you. I want to understand you. I'm comfortable around you." You might start to notice that during conversations, he nods when you nod, laughs when you laugh, or tilts his head the same way as you do when you're talking. Even small things become reflections. The way you hold your cup, the pace at which you walk, how you sit when you're relaxed. He absorbs these details almost without realizing it, because on a deeper level, he's attuned to your presence. Being around you doesn't just draw out affection. It creates a kind of unspoken harmony between you both. And in those quiet moments when you're sitting together, not doing anything particularly special, but you catch him shifting his posture the same way you just did, that's when you realize how deeply he's connected. Mirroring body language might seem minor, but in truth, it's a quiet form of intimacy. It's his way of staying close, aligned, and emotionally linked, one movement at a time. 5. He texts you even without a reason. When a man is falling for you, he doesn't always wait for the perfect reason to reach out. He just does. A quick message in the middle of the day. A meme he thought you'd laugh at. A song that reminded him of you. No big build-up. No need for a long conversation. Just, you were on his mind, and he wanted you to know. These kinds of texts aren't about filling silence. They are about connection. He's not texting because he needs something or because it's expected. He's doing it because talking to you, even for a moment, adds something to his day. Maybe he sends a "How's your day going?" or "Just saw this and thought of you." And those simple words mean more than they seem. Because underneath them is the deeper truth. You're becoming a part of his everyday life. You'll notice he finds excuses to keep the conversation going, even when it's not urgent, even when the day is ordinary. That's the beauty of it. It's not about the occasion. It's about you. You don't have to dress it up or try hard. Just your presence in his inbox, his screen, his world. It matters to him. Sometimes he might double text or send something silly and then say, "Sorry, that was random." But it's not random at all. It's intentional because you're slowly becoming his favorite part of the day. And when a man starts texting you just to feel closer, even without a reason, it's one of the quietest, clearest signs that his heart is already finding its way to yours. 6. He listens more than he speaks around you. When a man is falling for you, one of the most powerful and easily overlooked signs is how attentively he listens. Not the kind of passive listening where someone waits for their turn to speak, but the kind where he's truly present. Around you, he pauses more. He leans in. His eyes stay on you, not his phone. He absorbs your words like they matter, because to him, they do. You'll notice he asks follow-up questions. He remembers the details. He circles back to something you mentioned days ago. He listens not just to reply, but to understand, to know you. And often, he lets you take the spotlight in conversations. He's not trying to dominate the moment. Instead, he creates space for you to share what's on your heart. Whether you're venting, daydreaming, or simply rambling about your day, he's tuned in. This kind of listening is quiet, but deeply intimate. It shows that your thoughts and feelings are safe with him, that he values your voice, not just what you say, but how you say it, why you say it, and what it means to you. He's falling for the way your mind works, the emotions behind your words, the pauses, the tone, all of it. And even when he does speak, it often circles back to something you said. Because he's building his understanding of you piece by piece, listening as a form of care. In a world where so many people talk just to be heard, his silence becomes its own kind of affection. It's not just that he's quiet, it's that your presence makes him want to listen more than speak. And in that stillness, love quietly grows. 7. He gets nervous before your meetings. When a man is falling for you, even the idea of being near you can stir something deep inside, and that often shows up as nervous energy. He may play it cool, try to act casual, but underneath, he's fidgeting with his sleeves, checking his reflection twice, overthinking his text before seeing you. It's not because he lacks confidence, it's because you matter. And when someone matters, showing up becomes more than routine. It becomes emotional. Before your meetings, he might arrive early, then circle the block just to calm himself down. He might send a just-checking text before you meet, not because he doubts you'll come, but because he's eager and hopes everything goes well. You might notice he adjusts his shirt too often, stumbles over a few words at first, or glances at you and then quickly looks away. These little signs aren't mistakes. They are moments of vulnerability. He's not nervous because something's wrong. He's nervous because he cares about how you see him, how the conversation will flow, how the time together will feel. He wants to impress you, but not in an arrogant way, in a human way. He wants your smile, your laughter, your approval. And even if you reassure him with your presence alone, that flutter never truly disappears. This kind of nervousness is tender. It means his heart is involved. It means he's emotionally invested in the outcome of every moment with you. And in time, he might grow more relaxed, more at ease. But even then, a part of him will still feel that gentle rush every time he's about to see you. Because falling for someone doesn't just happen once, it happens in waves. And this nervousness, it's one of the most genuine signs of all. 8. He notices small changes in your appearance. When a man is falling for you, he doesn't just see you, he notices you. Not in the casual, passing way others might, but in the way someone notices a favorite song playing softly in the background. Subtle, but instantly familiar. One of the quietest, yet clearest signs is how he picks up on even the smallest changes in your appearance. A new shade of lipstick, a slightly different hairstyle, a new pair of earrings you didn't expect anyone to comment on. But he does. And when he mentions it, it's not forced. It's not flattery for the sake of charm. It comes out naturally, sometimes even before you realize he's looking. Did you change your perfume? That color looks really good on you. You did something different with your hair. Right. It's those small moments that make you pause, because suddenly you feel seen. This kind of attention comes from a place of emotional connection. He notices not because he's trying to impress you, but because he's genuinely attuned to your presence. When you walk into the room, you're not just another person. You're the one he can't help but study. Not to judge, but to admire, to absorb, to remember. Even if he doesn't always say it out loud, you might catch it in his lingering glance, the way his smile grows before he speaks, or the extra second he takes just looking at you. These quiet acknowledgments are more than compliments. They are proof that is emotionally invested. Because someone who's falling for you won't overlook the details. He'll notice the things you thought no one would. And in that noticing, he's already telling you something deeper. You matter enough for me to pay attention, even to the smallest parts of you. 9. He shares personal stories with you. When a man is falling for you, his walls start to soften. And one of the most powerful signs of that is when he begins to share personal stories. Not just the light-hearted surface stuff, but real moments. Memories that shaped him. Wounds that still ache. Dreams he hasn't said out loud in years. He starts opening doors he normally keeps shut, letting you see the person beneath the routine, the roles, the expectations. He might start small, a funny childhood incident, a quirky family habit. But over time, the stories deepen. He tells you about the teacher who believed in him, or the friend he lost touch with but still misses. He talks about past mistakes, about the time he felt like he wasn't enough, about how success sometimes feels lonely. These stories are never random. They come from a place of trust. Because with you, he feels safe enough to be real. This kind of vulnerability doesn't come easily. For many men, it's not instinctive to lay their hearts bare. So when he does, it's not just conversation, it's connection. It's not just filling time. He's inviting you into his emotional world, hoping you'll stay and understand him a little more. And when you listen, truly listen, he notices. It encourages him. It draws him closer. He doesn't need dramatic moments or rehearsed lines to show you his falling. Sometimes, he just needs silence, your presence, and the chance to say, "This is who I am, and here's where I've been." And when a man begins to share himself with you, moment by moment, story by story, it's not just affection. It's love, quietly taking root in the honesty between you. 10. He includes you in future plans casually. When a man is falling for you, you'll often hear it, not in declarations of love, but in the quiet way he starts weaving you into his future without even realizing it. He talks about upcoming trips, holiday plans, or goals he's working toward. And somehow, you're always part of the picture. Not in a dramatic, over-the-top way, but casually, naturally, like it's the most obvious thing in the world. He might say, "We should try that restaurant next month," or "When we go hiking this summer, you'll love that trail." It could be as simple as mentioning a movie sequel and saying, "We have to see it together," or telling you about a wedding he's invited to and assuming you'll come along. These little moments aren't just about the activities. They're about the assumption you'll be there. That's the key, the casual certainty. He's not asking if you'll be in his life months down the line. He's already planning as if you are. And it's not just about big events. It's in the way he factors you into daily life, too. "I'll pick you up on my way," or "Maybe we can start going to that cafe on Sundays." Each sentence is another brick in the foundation he's quietly building, a future with space for two. This kind of inclusion speaks volumes. It shows you're not just a temporary chapter. You're becoming part of the story he sees unfolding ahead. And while he may not say the words just yet, every time he makes a plan with your name in it, he's telling you something deeper. He wants you around, not just now, but later, too. 11. He opens up emotionally, slowly but surely. When a man is falling for you, one of the most revealing signs is how he begins to open up emotionally, not all at once, but in quiet, gradual steps. He doesn't just unload everything immediately. Instead, his vulnerability unfolds like a sunrise, slow, hesitant, yet incredibly beautiful. At first, it might be subtle, a comment about a tough day, a small confession about something that makes him anxious, or a glimpse into a part of his past he rarely shares. But with each moment, he lets you a little closer. You'll notice the shift when he moves beyond surface-level conversations. When he starts telling you what keeps him up at night, or what he secretly hopes for, or why certain things matter so much to him. That's when you know his feelings run deep. This emotional opening isn't always comfortable for him. In fact, he might pause, retreat, or hesitate. Not because he doesn't trust you, but because letting someone see the real, unguarded version of himself feels risky. And that's what makes it meaningful. He doesn't need to cry or pour out everything in dramatic fashion. Sometimes it's in the quiet, "I've never told anyone this before," or in the long pauses where he searches for the right words. These are the moments that matter. Because when a man lets his emotions show, piece by piece, he's not just talking, he's trusting. And that trust is the foundation of real connection. When he begins to let you into his emotional world, even in small ways, it's because his heart is starting to feel safe with you. Slowly but surely, he's handing you pieces of himself, hoping you'll hold them gently. And that alone is one of the clearest signs that he's falling deeply and sincerely. 12. He supports your goals without hesitation. When a man is falling for you, he doesn't just admire your dreams from a distance. He actively supports them, and he does it without hesitation. There's no jealousy, no competition, no silent discomfort when you talk about wanting more for yourself. Instead, he leans in. He listens, encourages, and offers his help, not because he feels obligated, but because your success genuinely matters to him. You'll notice it in the way he remembers what you said about your goals, even weeks later. He checks in on your progress. He celebrates your small wins like they're his own. He might even send you resources, connect you to someone, or offer to help you practice for something important. Not because he wants credit, but because he wants to see you rise. Your growth doesn't intimidate him, it inspires him. And in return, he becomes a quiet source of strength behind your journey. Even when the path gets hard or uncertain, he's the one saying, "You've got this," or "Don't give up now." He doesn't just show up for the applause. He stays through the pressure, the doubt, and the hard work. That kind of unwavering support doesn't come from someone who's half in. It comes from someone who sees you fully and still believes in everything you're trying to become. This kind of love is rare because it's selfless. It's about being on your team, even when it's not convenient. And when a man shows up for your goals with genuine care, it's more than support, it's love in action. A quiet, steady reminder that is not just falling for who you are, but for everything you're reaching for too. 13. He protects your feelings in conversations. When a man is falling for you, he becomes deeply aware of how his words affect you. And one of the most telling signs is how he starts protecting your feelings in conversations. It's not about walking on eggshells or hiding the truth. It's about being intentional. He pauses before responding. He considers your emotions before reacting. He chooses words that don't bruise, even when the topic is sensitive. You'll notice he avoids sarcasm that might cut too deep. He steers clear of harsh jokes at your expense, even in group settings. If he senses something he said didn't sit right, he circles back. "Did that hurt? I didn't mean it that way." He pays attention to your expressions, your silences, your tone, and adjusts, because your comfort matters more than his pride in the moment. Even during disagreements, his tone stays respectful. He doesn't try to win arguments or throw low blows. Instead, he listens. He validates how you feel, even if he doesn't fully agree. And when you're vulnerable, when you open up about something close to your heart, he doesn't dismiss it. He holds that space carefully, like it's something fragile and worth guarding. Protecting your feelings doesn't mean avoiding honesty. It means delivering it with care. It's knowing that trust can be strengthened or damaged with a single sentence. And when he chooses kindness over being right, gentleness over ego, that's when you know his heart is in it. Because the deeper he falls, the more he realizes your emotional well-being is tied to his own. And in every conversation, even the quiet, ordinary ones, he's telling you, without saying it directly, "Your heart is safe with me." 14. He looks at you when you're not looking. When a man is falling for you, his eyes often speak the truth long before his words do. And one of the quietest, most intimate signs is how he looks at you when you're not looking. Not in a loud, obvious way, but in those fleeting, tender glances when he thinks you won't notice. It's in the pauses between conversations, the quiet moments in a crowded room, or while you're simply doing something ordinary, laughing with a friend, fixing your hair, lost in thought. He watches not just with admiration, but with softness, as if he's trying to memorize the way your smile curves, the way you tilt your head when you're thinking, or the exact sound of your laugh. It's not lust, it's connection. It's that deep, silent, or that comes when someone realizes they care more than they expected to. When you're speaking to someone else, he notices how animated you get. When you're focused on something, he watches like it's the most fascinating thing in the world. And when you catch him looking, he might look away quickly, or hold the gaze just a second longer, without needing to say a word. These moments aren't accidental. They're the quiet spaces where affection blooms, the kind of attention you don't ask for but receive anyway. Because in his eyes, you become something worth watching, not just seeing. And the truth is, we only look at people like that when our hearts are deeply involved, when we're falling, slowly and surely, one quiet glance at a time. 15. He seems happiest when you're around. When a man is falling for you, his entire energy shifts the moment you're near. He might not say it out loud, but it's written all over his face, in the way his mood lifts, his posture relaxes, and that natural, effortless smile appears as soon as you arrive. It's as if your presence becomes his peace, his joy, and the part of the day he looks forward to the most. You'll start to notice the contrast. He might seem tired, distracted, or just neutral until you walk into the room. Suddenly, there's light in his expression, a certain warmth that wasn't there before. It's not dramatic or forced. It's subtle, but real. It could be the way he laughs more when you're around, how he becomes more open, more playful, more alive, or how he listens with more intention, engages with more heart, simply because you're there. Even on his hard days, your presence seems to soothe him. You don't have to do anything special. Just being near him shifts something inside him. And that's the beauty of it. It's not about grand gestures or fireworks. It's about comfort, safety, a quiet kind of happiness that settles in his spirit when you're close. He might not put it into words. He might not even realize how much you affect his mood. But the truth shows up in his ease, in the way his whole demeanor changes around you. Because falling for someone isn't always loud. Sometimes, it's simply being at your happiest when they are near. And when he begins to glow in your presence, it's one of the clearest signs. His heart is already leaning in your direction.